Good morning, everyone. My name is Michael. I am the founder of gasandgavel.com, and welcome to this week's YouTube car review. And today we have this beautiful 2021 Lamborghini Urus SUV finished in a beautiful Grigio Telesto with a Rosso Alala blood red interior. Again, this week we have this 2021 Lamborghini Urus finish in a Grigio Telesto. Looks very menacing, especially under these rain clouds. This 2021 Lamborghini Urus is powered by a 4.0 liter twin turbo V8 pushing out 641 horsepower, and all that power is rooted into an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission. Again, that is a twin turbo. That's right, two turbos mounted to a V8 pushing out 641 horsepower. This Lamborghini Urus is powered by a twin turbo V8, and all that power runs through a 8-speed ZF transmission, automatic transmission, and all that power is routed through all four wheels in an all-wheel drive system. Although the car is listed as an all-wheel drive vehicle, there is some bias towards the rear wheels. So for example, when you're driving in normal conditions in the Urus, the car actually sends up about 40% of the power to the front wheels and about 60% to the rear. So again, there is a little bit of rear bias or whatnot, but again, four-wheel drive. And there's something in this car called torque vectoring, which in certain driving conditions, in certain situations, the car will automatically send as much as 70% of the power to the rear wheels and leaving about 30% in front. So again, this car is an all-wheel drive car, but there is a rear bias towards the rear wheels. So again, this is the Urus base Urus, and it pushes out roughly about 641 horsepower. And there was a minor update with the Urus S, and the Urus S pushed out a little bit more horsepower with 657 horsepower. And eventually Urus did gain the race title, or the ultimate version of the Urus, and that was entitled underneath the Performante title, entitled the, well, Urus Performante. And that is probably considered the ultimate race version with a bunch of cool aero parts, and the horsepower in the Performante was bumped up to, again, 657 horsepower. To share some historical knowledge, we all know that Lamborghini is owned by Volkswagen Group, and this Urus is built upon Volkswagen Group's MLB Evo platform, and it does share the similar platforms with other cars in the Volkswagen Group, such as the Audi Q7, the Bentley Bentayga, the Porsche Cayenne, and the Volkswagen Touareg. Although it may be built on the same platform and may have similar motors, the motor, the V8 twin turbo in the Lamborghini Urus, is actually the most powerful of all the derivations of the SUVs built upon the MLB Evo platform, pushing out 641 horsepower in the base Urus and over 657 horsepower in the Urus S and the Urus Performante. As many of you know, the Lamborghinis are usually named after famous fighting Spanish bulls. So for example, the Lamborghini Murcielago, the Lamborghini Miura, the Lamborghini Remington, and the Lamborghini Aventador. And when it came to naming Lamborghini's newest SUV, they stuck with almost the same formula. So apparently the name Urus is defined as the ancestor of the modern domestic cattle, moo, also known as the aurochs. Pretty interesting. And apparently a auroch is an extinct, I guess an extinct cow, and is considered the most wild ancestor of the modern domestic cattle. Again, very cool. It may not have been a fighting bull, but it's definitely the dinosaurs of all the bulls in the Lamborghini lineup. So again, Lamborghini Urus also named after a bull. Now let's dive into some historical background regarding Lamborghini's foray into the SUV field. Many people were shocked when the Urus was marketed to the American public, but this is actually the second time that Lamborghini has ventured into the world of SUVs. In fact, many decades ago, there was actually a previous SUV that is not the Urus. And believe it or not, folks, Lamborghini's first foray into SUV building actually came in a four-door SUV with a V12 motor underneath the hood. And that first SUV was called the Lamborghini LM002, or as some people like to call it, the Lambo. And let's see, let me pull a picture for you guys. So this is the LM002 from back in the days, Lamborghini's first foray into SUV making with a V12 motor, and this is Lamborghini's modern day take on that LM002. But instead of a big V12 underneath the hood, you have a twin turbo 4.0 liter V8 motor underneath the hood of the Urus. The LM002 was a very popular car back in the 1980s, and the Lamborghini Urus here now in the 2020s and up also falls in line with the popularity. In fact, in 2023, this was Lamborghini's best-selling model, and in 2023 they sold over 5,900 examples of Uruses to the American public, Uri to the American public. Again, 5,900 sold in 2023 alone. And that accounted for over 60% of Lamborghini's annual production that year. So a lot of people may give a little bit of crud to Lamborghini and its manufacturer for creating an SUV, a car maker known for making two-door, very powerful V12 supercars. All of a sudden decides to throw up this big, heavy, hunkin' four-door, four-seater, possibly five-seater SUV. But people should not hate. By Lamborghini creating this car, they were able to basically generate profit, and because of the profit from this SUV, they were then able to sell other cars, such as the very highly specialized Lamborghini models, such as the Lamborghini Reventon, the new and updated Lamborghini Countach, the Lamborghini Sion. Long story short, sell a lot of boring SUVs at Lamborghini, and that allows them to make the really fun 1,000 horsepower limited run. Only made 3 of these Lamborghini special editions, and it's a fair trade-off. Again, we live in this day and age where people have groceries, people have kids, and they need space to haul those kids and those wives and those groceries, and what better way to do it than in a 640 horsepower all-wheel drive twin turbo V8 SUV powered by Lamborghini. So after the base version of the Lamborghini Urus was introduced, again folks, this is a 2021 Lamborghini Urus, and I would probably consider this the base model. It is currently 2025, and since the introduction in 2018, there are many new variants and updates to the Urus SE. In fact, in 2024, Lamborghini Urus introduced the Lamborghini Urus, designated the SE, and to shock and awe people, they added a plug-in hybrid system to the twin-turbo V8, and the Urus SE pushes out an impressive 789 horsepower with the conjunction of that twin-turbo V8 attached to the hybrid battery system. The Lamborghini Urus also has rear wheel steering, making those U-turns a lot easier. And there's an air suspension that, again, when people think SUVs, they probably think ground clearance, and the air suspension can provide about 9.8 inches of ground clearance for off-road use. I'm not sure how many people are actually using the Urus off-road, but if you wanted to, you definitely could. And later on, when I take you on a tour of the inside, you'll see that there's actually drive modes in there that encourage it. So again, this car is capable of going off-road. Should you take it off-road? But if you wanted to, you definitely probably can. So now I'm going to take you on a tour of the exterior of this 2021 Lamborghini Urus. And before we do that, I'm going to go over something called Lamborghini design language. And when I say design language, what does that mean exactly? Well, design language, it starts with a shape. And let me see if I can find that shape on this car. Let's see, where are you at? Ah, there you are. So Lamborghini's design language, not just the Urus, but across many of its platforms and many of its years and many of its decades, going way back even into 1980s, 1970s, is the hexagon. So you got a hexagon there, and you'll see a lot of hexagons and Ys throughout the exterior design. So again, more hexagons. So again, design language, just remember hexagons and Ys. So the story of Lamborghini's design language and the hexagons and the Ys starts way back when Grigio Lamborghini began creating and designing his supercars. So in the 1960s, a concept car was introduced by Lamborghini called the Lamborghini Marzel, and I'm gonna pull a picture up for you guys right now. And this is the Lamborghini Marzel. Here we go. So basically, Grigio, when he designed the Marzel, on the door of that particular concept car, there was a hexagon, and I guess he fell in love with that shape, and he basically carried on that tradition and idea of hexagons all throughout the ages of Lamborghini after the introduction of the Lamborghini Marzel concept car in 1967. In addition, inside of the Marzel, there was an interior that was just full of hexagons everywhere. And Grigio decided to carry on that, again, hexagonal shape throughout other cars in the Lamborghini lineup. So for example, in the Lamborghini Miura, which is a 1980-ish Lamborghini, if you look at the rear diffuser, you'll definitely see all the hexagons in the rear. So I should pull a picture for you guys right now. So if you could look really closely, you could definitely see the hexagons in the rear diffuser of the Lamborghini Miura. And if we look again, hexagons. Here's another picture of a Lamborghini Miura with the hexagonal diffuser. And that design language still continues to modern days cars. So for example, the newest successor to the Lamborghini Huracan is the Lamborghini Tamario. Well, anyways, the newest replacement to the Lamborghini Huracan, and right front and center of the Lamborghini Tamario is these hexagonal fog lights. So again, Lamborghini really loves the hexagons, and the design language is incorporated all throughout this SUV, but also all throughout the Lamborghini lineup. And what's up with the Ys? Well, essentially the Ys, for example, in a lot of the Lamborghini taillights, such as in this Urus SUV, you see the Y right there? Essentially the Y is basically a derivative of the hexagonal shape. Basically they cut the hexagon in half and you come with a Y. So again, lots of Ys and lots of hexagon in the design language of the Lamborghini Urus and all throughout the lineup. So again, if you do a little bit of math, you take a hexagon, divide it in half, you get the Y, and again, you see the Y here in the taillight of the Lamborghini Urus. But also again, we'll look at other models right here. I'll share with you one of my other favorite cars of the Lamborghini lineup, of course, is the Aventador. And the Aventador's taillights also have, what? A Y in it. Very cool, very cool. Let's see here. So again, the Y in the Lamborghini Aventador and the Y in the Lamborghini Urus taillights. Now let's begin a detailed tour of the exterior of this 2021 Lamborghini Urus. And we'll start with the front. Again, you have the Lamborghini LED headlights. These are again full LED adapted headlights with high beam assist. So again, let's check this out here. Again, referencing the design language within the headlights. You do have the Y right there. I believe that's probably the daytime driving light, and I believe somewhere inside there is the high beam, low beam. But again, headlights are LED, full LED adapted headlights with high beam assist, with the Y as a bonus inside of the headlight. So that is a driver passenger side. We're going to swoop on over. This is the driver side headlight. We have the side marker in amber, again the Y design integrated into the headlights, and daytime running lights. Very cool. I love this aggressive front grille. Again, design language is incorporated right here in front. If you look in the front, this car is a darker color. Again, this car is a Grigio Telesto with a contrasting black grille. But if you do look really closely at the black grille, I'll go to the side here. Again, you do see the hexagonal shape in the grille in front of the radiator or whatnot. I do love the contrast of the two colors in the front. So in the front, you have the Grigio Telesto strip right here in front, contrasting with the black, shiny black paint. Very nice. Right up front, you have the golden Lamborghini with the raging bull. Very nice. I think that Grigio Telesto and gold is a great color combination, and this emblem in the front definitely shows that. Looks really great. The front looks really aggressive. Swinging off to the wheel and tire package. So the most amazing thing with this car, and it's actually my first experience with the Lamborghini Urus, but it's also my first experience with these huge carbon ceramic brakes. And I want to note that the carbon ceramic brakes do come standard in the Lamborghini Urus, and they are huge, and they should be huge because the stock wheel and tire package with these Pirelli P0s measure a huge 285/35 Z-rated 23-inch wheel. This is probably one of the biggest wheels I've ever had the pleasure of driving around. Again, this is a factory 23-inch wheel with this huge carbon ceramic brakes that are standard. And in the center of the wheel, you do have, again, the gold Lamborghini emblem in front. And again, huge red brake caliper. Again, there are various OEM wheel and tire packages that come in the Urus, and also many different paint options to paint this caliber. In this one, I believe the Rosso red Lamborghini brake calipers contrast very well with the Grigio Telesto exterior. Now swing on back to the rear wheels of the Lamborghini Urus. Again, huge 23-inch wheels and tires. In the rear, the rears are a little bit wider, a little bit thicker. In the rear, we do have, again, Pirelli P0 tires measuring 325, 23-inch size, huge. And again, carbon ceramic brakes with the attached red calipers. I think it looks really mean, really vicious. I really love the color combination of this car. Again, I mentioned earlier, Grigio Telesto with gold and red. Can't go wrong. So a little background about carbon ceramic brakes. The great things about carbon ceramic brakes are, from what I understand, is number one, is that you don't get any brake dust. You always keep your wheels clean. You never have to worry about brake dust. Two, you never have to worry about brake fade, because carbon ceramic brakes stand up to all brake fade. So the more, for example, if you took this to track and you had steel brakes, after 4 or 5 laps, maybe your brakes will start feeling a little spongy, start to feel a little less grippy. of carbon ceramic brakes, never ever once do you have any sort of brake fade. The third great thing about carbon ceramic brakes are they're quiet. No squeaking at all. They brake great, no brake dust, and no brake fade. Now again, this comes standard in the Lamborghini Urus, and supposedly, I guess a pro and possibly a con or another pro about carbon ceramic brakes are that they should last the lifetime of the vehicle. Again, if you drove this car regularly and didn't take it to the track, supposedly carbon ceramic brakes are supposed to last an entire lifetime of the vehicle. But if you do take it to the track, apparently you may need to replace these carbon ceramic brake pads around 30, 40 to 50,000 miles. And the biggest cons of carbon ceramic brakes is, of course, the cost of replacement of these carbon ceramic brakes. And they are not cheap. They are in the upper 5 figures to replace carbon ceramic brakes in the Lamborghini Urus. In fact, a very well-known website that sells carbon ceramic, that sells exotic car parts called Scuderia Parts. Apparently, let's see, I wanted to share with you the replacement cost for that from Scuderia Parts, which again is a great company and usually have the best deals. So even with the best deals, I believe that Scuderia Parts is charging, so again, scuderiacarparts.com is charging for carbon ceramic brakes, again, a 19-inch carbon ceramic brakes in this Lamborghini Urus. They are charging replacement costs for brakes and rotors comes down to $9,000 each. That means that if you gotta replace all 4, I can't do math. Well, I can. That'll be 9,000 times 4, please, to replace all 4. Again, carbon ceramic brakes are meant to last the lifetime of the vehicle, but if you do track your car, you may or may not need to replace it. So again, the downsides are the carbon ceramic brakes. From what I understand, although the in this car the carbon ceramic brakes come standard, there are other exotics in both within Lamborghini and outside Lamborghini, where cars do come with carbon ceramic brakes, and what people do is that they'll option it with the carbon ceramic brakes, go to the racetrack, run it down, and when they do need to replace the carbon ceramic brakes, all they do is remove the carbon ceramic brakes and just replace it with the cheaper, more affordable steel brake rotors. So again, that's always an option if you do option carbon ceramic brakes and you either can't afford or don't want to afford or don't want to pay for carbon ceramic brakes replacements. So go easy on these. They look great, but they are very expensive to replace in any car. Now we're going to go on up here, and we have these side mirrors, and again, the side mirrors are powered. They close up whenever you lock up the car. So for example, I'm going to pull out the key right now, and I'm going to go ahead and lock up the car to show you the power of the side mirror. Again, these are powered and heated side mirrors. So I'm going to go ahead and lock the car up. So whenever you lock the car up, just unlock and lock the car up. So when you do lock the car up, the mirrors do fold up nice and compact, so that when you do park in a parking space, you know, you can squeeze right in there. And when you unlock it, I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the car now. And I unlock the car, I open up the door, and when you start it up, the mirror should fold right back. So again, power heated side mirrors are standard. Circling over to the front, again, design language, we have this front fender insert in a triangle, surprisingly, but within that triangle, what do we see? You have the, again, the hexagonal shape cutouts with a faux grille, and this little stripe of green, white, and red, which I can only assume that it represents the colors of Lamborghini's home country of the Italian flag. So again, very cool, nice little touch in the front fenders. Now we're going to roll on back to the rear of the vehicle. Again, the rear, we also do have LED tail lights, and again, the design language, the Y that you see there. Here is the driver's side tail lights, And within the taillights, if you look very, very closely, I'm trying to step out of my reflection out of the way, there is a very subtle etching inside of it. It says Lamborghini. Let me see here if I can read it. Oh, it says Lamborghini Technica LED. So again, in case you forgot that you do have LED tail lights, it is etched in the tail light section. So again, we're going to circle over to the passenger side tail light of the Urus. Again, LED tail lights, Y shape, and again a little etching in there that tells you that it is a Lamborghini LED tail light. So going back on standard, you have this cool little lip spoiler. I think it adds a really nice subtle touch to the Lamborghini Urus. Definitely fills in that trunk. Again, very, very cool. Very, very subtle. I love that, and it is also body colored. Circling on top, you also have this, I guess, rear half spoiler on top. Very cool. It has a little angle inside, but again, nice little subtle finish to the rear. And underneath this top spoiler, I suppose, hides I believe, an LED third brake light. So I guess you can see the brake light right there. Very, very nice. Circling on back, you have this huge Lamborghini emblem to remind your people who are behind you, or as you're powering away from them in the twin turbo V8, that you are indeed in a Lamborghini. Very, very nice. Circling on back outside, we're going to circle onto the side. On the rear bumper, you also do have these little cutouts, and let me see if they're real cutouts or not. Oh, apparently they are. Oh yeah, they are. Oh no, they're not. These are like faux cutouts or whatnot, but again, very cool. Adds a little subtle dimension to the side. Very aggressive, very race car like. And then on the passenger side, you also have this little vent cutout in there, and I believe there's like another vent cutout underneath there. Very, very nice. And again, you look very, very closely inside there. Again, hexagonals everywhere. Very, very nice. Scrolling on back. Now this is a darker color. Again, this car is finished in a Grigio Telesto, a dark gray. But in a lighter color car or a brighter color car, such as yellow or white, you'll definitely see that there is a contrasting black race diffuser at the bottom. So if you look really closely, that's the Grigio Telesto, and right underneath that, and the diffuser, it is a black, shiny, painted race diffuser. And that goes all the way across. And if you go up close again, hexagonal honeycomb pattern within the diffuser. Very nice, very aggressive. I think it really finishes off the rear, and really reminds people that this is has a race car in its roof with this rear race diffuser. I really love, just going on down now, I really love these quad tipped exhausts in the rear in a very aggressive matte black. Looks really great with this Grigio Telesto. So again, very, very nicely designed quad tip angle cut exhaust tips. Very, very nice. No faux exhaust tips here. That is actually the complete exhaust. Very nice. I'm going to swing on by to the other side. And this is the driver's side exhaust tips. And again, quad tip cut at the angle. That definitely really blows well with the rear bumper. Very nice, very aggressive. Scrolling on up, again, you have these little dots. I believe those are the parking sensors. The parking sensors for the rear. So we're scrolling up again. Another thing I really do like about the Lamborghini Urus are these little fender flare outlets in here. I know this is body colored in Grigio Telesto, and we'll go out to the front, but there are certain Uruses, for example, certain ones in white or whatnot, that has this unpainted, or it'll be painted black or whatnot. But I really do like the fact that in this particular Lamborghini Urus, we do have the body colored fender flare inserts, and it just gives a really cool clean look or whatnot. So again, Grigio Telesto. Right at the bottom of the Grigio Telesto Lamborghini Urus, you also have a dual colored side skirt. So the side skirt here is actually a black side skirt that contrasts with the, again, Grigio Telesto body. I'm going to go around to the other side. So again, two-tone finish. At the bottom, you have this painted shiny black, I guess like black side skirt. So very cool. Definitely like that. We're going to go now to the top of the car. I believe this car is optioned with a sunroof, which is huge. So this is the external top of the sunroof that goes all the way. So again, this is a panoramic sunroof. That is an option that goes from the front all the way to the back. So this is the exterior of that said panoramic sunroof. And later on, when I take you on the interior tour, you'll definitely see the inside of what that sunroof looks like. Behind the sunroof, we have this little shark antenna. Very, very nice, very aggressive, very clean. We love that. And you do have these roof rack rails that are pre-installed, so I assume you can install some sort of roof rack on the top if you do want to mount something to the top. And that's the roof of the Lamborghini Urus. We're going to go off to the side now. On the driver's side of the Lamborghini Urus, you have your gas cap here, and we're going to scroll on back to the front of the vehicle. So again, very clean, very aggressive. I really love the design of the Lamborghini Urus. I believe that is probably one of the nicest looking SUVs, and not just because it's a Lamborghini. I really love the sharp angles of this car, especially on the rear fenders. Straight out of the Lamborghini two-door wedge sports car look. So again, I really love the wedge design of this car, much better than the other counterpart, the newest Ferrari Purosangue. I feel like the Purosangue is just too curvy. For me, I like my sports cars wedged and sharp. So again, wedge shape definitely reminds you of the sportier makes and models from the Lamborghini lineup. Very, very nice. Again, just very, very aggressive. Again, this is the exterior of the 2021 Lamborghini Urus, and now we're going to take you on the interior tour of the Lamborghini Urus. A few other design details overall that I want to go over in the Lamborghini Urus is I love all these like wedge or like these angled designs. For example, in the front hood cutout, there's like this very sharp triangle cutout, very angular, again very angular, very octagonal, very just again wedge shaped, sharp and aggressive. Scrolling on down, again these big beefy fenders. It looks really great in its dark color of Grigio Telesto. You got this low sloping rear, I guess like rear B-pillar that slopes down, gives a really sleek fastback look. And then again, you have this very short trunk in the rear with a very small rear windshield. And in fact, this rear windshield is so sloped and so angled that the Lamborghini Urus actually does not have a rear wiper installed. I suppose that Lamborghini felt that because of the angle and the slope of the rear windshield that basically water would just slick right off. So who needs a rear windshield wiper? So again, great weight savings, and I think it just gives the rear hatch just a really clean look. Very aggressive. So we'll do one more walk around of the exterior of this 2021 Lamborghini Urus, and then I'll take you for an interior tour of this Lamborghini SUV. Now, before we jump into the interior, let's take a quick peek under the hood of this Lamborghini Urus. Let's see what this twin turbo V8 looks like. So again, to open the hood of the car, you want to go ahead and open up the driver's side door, and then right underneath where the pedals are, there is this big switch right here. You know, it's gonna give it a good pull. So pop, you're gonna hear the hood pop open. We're gonna swing out to the front, and we're gonna reach on over, and right above the Lamborghini emblem, if you reach your hand right on top, there's a little latch that you pull to the left, and once you do that, you can lift up this very light hood. Actually, it's light. The hood is actually very light. Even if there were none of these hood dampers to hold it up, this hood is actually very light. Wonder what it's made out of. But again, no surprise here from Lamborghini. But now to the heart of the Lamborghini Urus is the 4.0 liter twin turbo V8. Very cool, very clean. The ball cover here has the Lamborghini logo on both ends, and just like in many other Lamborghinis, although this does not have a V12 or a V10, this does have the V8. And just like the V10s and V8s, V10s and V12s in the Lamborghini lineup, all the Lamborghini motors do have the firing order listed on the engine. So again, you have the V8 turbo compresso, and then you have the firing order listed right underneath that: 134 7265 48. Very nice, very clean. Again, this is a Volkswagen slash Audi slash Porsche derived V8 tuned to fit inside this Lamborghini. So again, this twin turbo V8 pushes out over 640 horsepower, the highest horsepower rating of all the derivatives of the twin turbo V8 within the Volkswagen family. Again, this motor is found in other Volkswagen SUVs, such as the Touareg, such as the Audi Q series, such as the Porsche GT. Again, but within the Lamborghini Urus, it has the highest horsepower rating at 640 horsepower. So again, very nice, very clean. And to top it off with just a very light hood. So again, very beautiful setup. Let's go ahead and close this up and take you on the interior tour of this Lamborghini Urus that's finished in the exterior of Grigio Telesto. And I'm going to take you on back to the inside of this vehicle. Now, before we hop into the Lamborghini Urus, let's go ahead and take a look at the key of this Lamborghini Urus. Let's see what this thing looks like. So here is your key to your Lamborghini Urus. Very cool. I love how it's a very sleek, like just shiny piano black design. Looks very futuristic. You have the Lamborghini, let me turn this around. You have your Lamborghini emblem embedded into the remote. You have your lock and unlock, and also you have a powered trunk button. Very cool. You flip this back, you have your emergency panic button right on top, and you also have this very cool little bit hexagon inside of it, Lamborghini logo in looks like a brushed stainless steel with, again, the American Italian flags color right underneath it. Very cool, very futuristic, very heavy, very sturdy Lamborghini Urus remote. I think it really fits well with the car, and this is the type of remote that anyone should expect when you're paying $200,000-$300,000 for an SUV. So very cool. This is the Lamborghini remote, and let's go ahead and take a look at the inside of this Lamborghini Urus. So again, this color's exterior is a Grigio Telesto, which is a dark gray with a red brake calipers, and the interior has been spec'd to match this color combination, and the inside is a spectacular Nero, which is black, with a Rosso Alala inserts, or red inserts. Very nice. So let's go ahead and start the interior tour, and we'll look at the driver's side door panel first. So here we have the very highly designed, I really love how many different materials that you can count here on just the driver's side door panel. So you have your leathers, and then you have this like silver metal insert here, and down here with the door speaker, you have the Bang & Olufsen logo, and it feels like steel to me. And again, you have your triangle slash octagonal slash Y-shaped inserts. Again, part of the design language that carries over from the exterior to the interior. Very nice. I love the contrasting Rosso Alala with the Nero Again, Nero leather. So again, different materials, different shapes. Here you have this like shiny leather here, and I believe right here it feels like Alcantara suede. Very, very nice. More leather here, and then more leather here, and here you have this piano black insert. It looks just really, really rich. I love the different textures, combinations, and all the cross stitching. It just looks, just the door panel, the driver's side door panel alone just looks really amazing. And that's just a little taste and sign of what's to come for the rest of the interior. Now let's take a little closer look at the driver's side door panel of the Lamborghini Urus. So here we have the window switch to roll the window up and down. What I do like about these window switches is that although they may seem like hard plastic, when you click on them, there's actually like some sort of soft touch feel to it. They actually feel like bendable, and it feels really good to roll the window up and down. And what's interesting about the window is that when you tap it a little bit, the window rolls down slowly, but when you put a little bit more pressure, the whole window rolls down faster. I thought that was, little addition was pretty cool. Kind of allows you to like adjust the windows up and down to your liking when it's hot or cold or whatnot, but that's a pretty cool window feature. Continuing on, here we have the knob to control the mirror controls. Scrolling on down, over here we have the front window control and the rear window control, and we have of course child safety locks. Perfect. And swinging underneath this entire door handle, there are quite a few buttons underneath here. So again, you have your electronic trunk opener, so you click that and the trunk will open up automatically. And then over here you have your memory seating for what I can only assume is for the power seats. So let's take a look at the interior again. So again, let's take a look at the outside. Again, I want to remind people that this is a great spec on this Lamborghini Urus. Outside is a Grigio Telesto, and inside is a contrasting black, aka Nero interior, with a contrasting Rosso Alala red interior. Very cool, very sporty, classic race colors, red and black. Very, very nice. Before I sit in, let's go ahead and take a look at the pedals of the Lamborghini Urus. You have your resting pedals there, very, very nicely designed. You have your gas and your brake, and then to the left of the dead pedal, you have your hood opener. Scrolling on top to the power many ways seats. Here at the bottom, you have your power adjustments to move the seats forwards and backwards. As such, the knobs are very, very thick. They remind me kind of like Rolls Royce knobs. They're definitely very sturdy, very solid. So again, you can lift and raise the seats. And I believe up here in the front, you have your lumbar support, which I love. For me, when it comes to car seats, it's all about the lumbar support. And this thing has great lumbar support. So again, seat controls for the driver. Beautiful, gorgeous interior. Now let's go ahead and hop on in to the driver's side seat, and let's take a look at the dash and the interior of the 2021 Lamborghini Urus. And here we are. Beautiful, gorgeous interior. Amazing. Let's go over all the features of the interior, and we'll start with the steering wheel. Now let's begin the interior tour of a general overview. So again, just like the driver's side door panel, the use of different materials and textures combined together creates this really rich and just rich and very tactilely, like pleasurable, like dash. So again, you have this kind of cold steel or whatnot, contrasting with the Rosso Alala leather. And then you have more leather up here. And then under between these two materials, you have this black piano black trim, which is like smooth and clear and feels like glass. And then what's interesting is that even though most people will not reach up all the way to the dash of the Urus, there's actually this kind of like a suede island up here. So if you touch it, it's like completely suede right in front. So it's kind of interesting how there's like a little suede island in front. No one's ever going to touch up there, but again, I love Lamborghini for their little details and the use of such rich materials. So again, we'll pan on back. Definitely great color combination. This is a Nero with a Rosso Alala contrasting inserts and interior. Very, very beautiful. Back to the steering wheel. So here is the Lamborghini Urus steering wheel. At the center of the steering wheel, to remind you that you are in a Lamborghini, is the Lamborghini bull logo. Very, very cool. Very, very mean and aggressive. So right around the emblem is the horn. To the right of the steering wheel are your voice controls for your telephone. The car is Android telephone and Apple CarPlay enabled, so you can go ahead and link up your phone to Bluetooth to your phone to make phone calls or listen to Bluetooth audio, send and receive calls, so on and so forth, or route your navigation through it. To the left, you have your menu controls that we'll go through in a little bit. That will help adjust the menu in the speedometer tachometer area. Scrolling on back, I really love the design of the Urus steering wheel, especially the flat bottom. Very race car like. Makes it very easy to get in and get out. And again, just flat bottom, very race car like, very comfortable. This steering wheel is leather wrapped with a red contrasting trim. Very cool detail, and very comfortable, might I add. You have this little center silver trim to let you know where the center of the steering wheel is. Very great. And of course, to remind you of what country the Urus is produced, you have a mini green, white, and red Italian flag. Right behind the steering wheel are your flappy paddle controls. So to shift up is on the right side, to shift down is on the left side. Very sturdy, very cool. And one little detail I really love about the side paddles is the fact that you know, they didn't just throw it on there. In between, they actually cut little holes in between, and I assume that's for weight saving. So every little bit of weight savings helps. And again, those are the paddles to control the shifting of the transmission up and down. Right behind the flappy paddles at the bottom here, you do have your cruise control. And right up here on top, you have your high beams and low beams to turn on the headlights and turn off the headlights. Circling around all the way underneath that, there's a button right here, and that helps you adjust the steering wheel up and down, and also telescopes forward and backwards. Onto the right side, over here, right behind the right side paddle, shifting paddle, you have your windshield wiper controls. Very nice. Scrolling on over, and to reiterate the idea of hexagons in their design language, again, even the vents are hexagonal, and within the vents, when you kind of close it, it does look kind of like hexagonal also. So it's like hexagon within the hexagon for your again, your AC outlets. Again, in the center dash, hexagonal and hexagonal. So you can go ahead and open and close the vents using these two knobs here. Very nice. I love that. Scrolling on back. So within the Urus, you also have, and continuing on, so in the Urus, you actually have 3 different screens. I'm gonna go ahead and put some power to this car right now, so you guys can kind of see it. I'm going to start up the car. This car is actually one of the coolest startups. So yeah, let's take a look at that. So when you do want to start up the car, you want to make sure that you have the key in your hand. So let me go ahead and grab my key here. So here's my Lamborghini issued key. And again, this car does have essentially push to start. So you do not need to stick in a key. You do not need to turn the ignition. And there's even actually a little space or slot right here in the center console for you to rest your key so you don't lose it and it doesn't slide everywhere. Very cool, very snug. And I love how the inside is kind of lined with this like rubber material so that the key doesn't slide everywhere. Very nice touch. So again, this does have a push to start. So in order to start the car, you want to go ahead and go to the center console. So underneath the center console, if you've ever been in any other Lamborghini, such as the Aventador or the Huracan, very similar, very Firejet-like. what you want to do is look for the red cap and flip it up like a fire jet. There is a start button underneath, and what you need to do is that you need to take your foot, as long as your key is within range, you want to take your foot, press down the brake, and then scroll on over, and you can go ahead and press the start button. And this has one of the coolest starts ever. So I'm going to start the car in 1, 2, and 3. Just such a cool start of the car. So this car has 3 main screens. The first is of course the digital dashboard with the speedometer, tachometer, so on and so forth. And then to the center we have the second screen, which is essentially your audio and visual controls. Very, very cool. And that is also a screen. And right underneath that you have your third screen, and the third screen essentially controls all of your AC and air controls. Heat, cold is all there. So again, 3 main screens in the Lamborghini Urus. Continuing on with the interior tour. So again, to the left of the steering wheel, there is a little slot here. It doesn't look like there's buttons to be pressed, but this is where your headlight controls are. So you can turn on the headlights by pressing this light bulb here. You can turn on the side markers on the side, and there's also a rear fog light in case it does get foggy. You can turn on a rear fog light to warn your drivers behind or whatnot in cloudy weather or foggy weather. Very, very cool. Fast and safe. Right on top of that, we have this little knob here, and this little knob, you want to turn left and right. It's basically the illumination on a dash. Turning to the left and right, it'll brighten or dim the dash lights depending on your preferences. So really, really great for visual comfort. So I'm going to go ahead and restart the car again because I actually wanted to highlight the audio system. So I'm going to go ahead and open the door one more time. And so this car has an option of a Bang & Olufsen stereo system. So again, in the door panel where all the sound comes out of, it does have a Bang & Olufsen insignia in it. Very, very cool. And one cool thing about the system is that if you take a look at the front dash, there's actually these 2 little slots in front. So there's one here and one on the other side of the dash. And on top of it says Bang & Olufsen. That's odd. What do they do? So again, I want you to concentrate on that slot there. And I'm going to go ahead and restart the car again. Again, foot on the brake. And here we go. So when you start the car up, the Bang & Olufsen, I assume these are probably like tweeters or whatnot, pops right up. And one pops up there, and the other pops up over there. I think that's a cool little touch for the custom sound system. Very, very nice. Now that we have the car started, let's go through some of these menu controls. So we're going to start with the center media console, where you can play your audio and phone and everything else. So let's do the home menu. So in the home menu, you have many different options. You have options for the, let's see here. You have options for the radio. You have options for the radio. Very, very nice. So AM, FM radio, of course. Let me turn this down. Of course, AM, FM radio. Back to the home, media. You have various options. You can connect your Bluetooth to listen to Bluetooth audio, or if you listen to podcasts or whatnot off your phone, it's a great option. Telephone, again, you can hook up your car via Bluetooth mobile device, or you can apparently insert a SIM card into there or whatnot and make phone calls. That's pretty cool. But again, you can hook up your Apple phone or your Android phone via Bluetooth directly to the Lamborghini Urus's audio-visual system, so you can make hands-free calling. Home. Of course, you have integrated navigation. Navigation is pretty easy to use. You can search based upon address, and then once you do that, the keyboard actually pops up down here where the AC electronic controls are, so you can kind of like type it out like a little typewriter or whatnot. So definitely a little more advanced, easier to use a navigation system than others. So very cool. And the maps look really nice, very nice. Let's go to home. Yeah, phone apps. So I guess you could connect your smartphone and go through some apps. So there's a picture of this Urus. So what does this do? So there's a picture of this Urus. It just says Urus. So let's learn together what this does. So basically, so this car has although this car does have electronic adjustments, this car also has, outside of electronic adjustments, actual buttons. So you can either use the screen here where it says Urus and control those buttons, or you actually have real buttons. So I'm going to use an example of a parking aid. So when you click the parking aid, that's the parking brake. And when you click that, the parking brake will come on. So you can kind of adjust, like, you know, how everything works. Now let's take a look at what this little tab here that says Urus with a picture of your Urus on it does. So I'm going to click that. Okay, so again, what's interesting about this vehicle is that this car does have electronic controls to control, for example, the seats or the air conditioning, or even the driving modes, which is what Lamborghini Anima is, which is basically changing the driving modes. So what's interesting is that you can control these type of functions in the Lamborghini Urus using the touchscreen, or there's actual analog real knobs. So I'm going to use the example of switching driving modes. So the driving modes are here. When you click on Lamborghini Anima, you get all the different driving options. So you have Strada, Sport, Corsa, Sabia, Terra. And right below it, again, you can use the actual analog switch and do the same thing. So again, I'm going to go pan on back, and let's go on down here. And as you can see, to the left of the ignition is the Anima button, and then you toggle up and down to change the different driving mode from Strada to Sport to Corsa, which is race. And there's like, I believe it's like sand and like rain and dirt or something like that. But we'll demonstrate these driving modes more in depth when we do the test drive. But again, different driving modes or whatnot. So again, you can control it analog or via these this electronic screen. So again, and you can do the same for seats. So you can adjust your seats up and down, forward and backwards. But if not, again, to demonstrate, you can also adjust it with you know, the actual controls or whatnot. So let's have all different options to control your Urus, hence the picture of the Urus. So that's great. Lights and activation, you can control exterior lights and interior lights, adjust the brightness and all that. Let's see what the exterior lighting, so you can do automatic headlights. There's entry and exit lighting, daytime running lights. So again, automatic lights, you can kind of adjust when it comes on. For me, I'm probably like early. So very cool, nice options for that. Control your options of your steering wheel, vehicle information. Oh, very cool. You have like, I guess this is your torque vectoring. You kind of keep this on a screen. So I told you earlier about this car is a all-wheel drive car or whatnot, but it does have a bias of power to the rear wheel. So I believe it's like there's like a 40% of the torque is sent to the front, 60% to the rear. And then depending on driving conditions, you can send as much as 70% of the torque to the rear wheels. And hence this is what torque vectoring is. So I assume when you have the screen on and you're driving, it'll show you exactly where all the power is being transferred to. And again, a reminder that you are in a Lamborghini Urus. Well, this one's a yellow one, but you know, you get the idea. There's parking aid. You can adjust the I assume the parking sensors front and rear. Very, very nice. Let's continue. Yeah, so yeah, AC controls, that's pretty straightforward. Again, you can control from up here, or there's also AC controls down there. So we'll go over that in a little bit. What else do you have here? Settings, a lot of different settings. You can control display and brightness. Cockpit, I like things bright, so I'm gonna put it all brighter. Oh, one thing I really love is the heads-up display in this car. So for safety reasons, when you turn on the heads-up display in the center here, I'm not sure if you can see it, but look a little bit closer, there's like a little speedometer that's kind of like floating in the air. So what's cool about that is that there's two numbers there. The bottom of the heads-up display is your actual miles per hour that you're driving. Right now we're parked, so it's 0. And on top there's another box with a number in it, and that'll tell you whatever street that you're on, it'll tell you the maximum speed limit of that street that you're driving on, so you can kind of keep safe. So very cool safety options. Another thing I really like about the heads-up display is that actually when you go into like Corsa mode, for example, a actual red limiter pops up and floats in the middle of the screen, so that when you know when to shift. So it's very, very cool. It's like a floating tachometer or whatnot, a rev limiter, so you know when to shift, and that's built into the heads-up display. So again, very, very cool, very, very convenient for not just safety but also for race. Now back down to the audio visual system. What else do we have here? So again, that's the radio. Just turn that down. So again, you can hook up your phone and navigation. So yeah, so that's the audio visual system. Right underneath the audio visual system, here you can turn off, there are a few buttons. Here you can turn off your traction control. To the right, you have your emergency lights. And to the right, you can turn on your windshield or your rear windshield defroster. Now we're going to scroll down to the third screen here, and the third screen is essentially the AC and seat controls, heating for ventilation for not only the air but also for the seats. So my favorite thing again about most cars is I love heated seats, and this car has no reception, so the driver seat and passenger seat are both heated and ventilated. So on the left side of the screen, there's this red button here that you can click, and it's a seat with a bunch of arrows coming out from the seat bottom, and that's to control your heated seats. To the right of it with a little fan on it, that's to control ventilating your seats. So in the hot summertime, you can go ahead and turn that on, and it'll help ventilate and send cool air through the bottom of the seat. On the right, you have your AC controls. You can adjust AC up and down or on and off. Very, very cool. So again, the AC controls are digitally controlled. Again, same thing for your passenger. Your passenger also has the joy of, again, heated and cooled and ventilated seats. So again, dual zone climate control. And that is your essentially AC and controls in the car. Now let's continue exploring the interior of the Lamborghini Urus. Continuing on, there is a very cool Lamborghini emblem parked right in front for your passengers to know that they are riding not in a Audi Q series, not in a Porsche GT, but they are riding in a Lamborghini Urus SUV. Very cool. Zooming on out, let's look for some convenience features. So again, here is your passenger side door panel. Again, same thing, multi materials all over the place. You have your passenger side door handle. They have your lock and unlock buttons. They also have their window up and down control, and also they have their memory seating. And here is the Lamborghini seat. And all 4 seats do have the Lamborghini shield embroidered into all 4 headrests. It's really, really cool. That's a great option to have. I'll definitely check that box if I were to spec a Urus. And a little design detail again, back to the design language of the Lamborghini. Again, the hexagonal shapes are actually in the center of the seats. There you go. Hexagons everywhere. Very, very nice. And the material, again, all leather, contrasting Nero with the Rosso Alala center red color. Very, very nice. Right in the center console, passenger and driver actually have 2 different cup holders. So in the center console, there's 2 built-in cup holders, but in the door panel of both the driver side and passenger side, there is this huge slot inside here to stick a water bottle in there, and it looks very snug and secure. So again, the driver has a slot there, and we're gonna go on over here, And the passenger also has a slot for their water bottle. Very, very nice. Stay hydrated, folks. Continuing on the tour. So earlier I showed you that this essentially center portion is essentially your quote-unquote transmission. So if you want to start the car up, again, you flip the switch off, you put your foot on the brake pedal, and you press the start button to start the car. If you want to stop it, you click stop again, it'll stop the car. To the left, the P button, you click that, and it'll put the car in park. If you want to reverse the car, you're going to go ahead and pull it back, and when you pull it back, it'll go into reverse. And from reverse, definitely great 3D camera, very, very clear. So you have many different options. You can change it to 3D mode. Very cool. So you kind of like a 3D Urus, or you can do a top down too. So this is kind of like a top down side shot, top down shot. Very, very cool. 3D options. You have like a side shot, 3/4 shot. Very, very nice. 3D surroundings essentially. So again, very nice. And that's actually a real person walking by right now. So again, reverse, scrolling on back down. Again, if you want to put the car in park, you click park and the car will go into park. The M is essentially your manual mode. So if you want to select the gears yourself via the paddles, you can click on M. But we're going to put the car in park. There are a few buttons right underneath the transmission knob, and the first one right on top is the emergency brake. You pull up to set it, and you push down to put your emergency brake down. Again, I've already shown you that underneath the emergency brake button, there's a little slot for you to put your Lamborghini key into there, nice and snug. Perfect. Right underneath the emergency brake P button, you have this circle button with a A on it, and this is apparently your start off assist system. So the start off assist system is helpful to the driver in the event of a prolonged or frequent stops, for example when you're at a traffic light or proceeding uphill or in heavy traffic. It essentially electronically assists your foot in holding down the brake essentially. So to set it, you want to press on it, and the light will turn on, and basically will assist you in holding the brake for you, so you don't have to. If you don't like to use that anymore and you want to use the brake yourself, you can press that button again, and it will release it, and you can continue to manually brake on your own. Another cool function of this car is that not only does this car have heated driver's and passenger side seats, this car also has a heated steering wheel. Very, very cool. So I click here, the whole steering wheel turns red, and I'm assuming that the steering wheel will heat up to keep your hands warm during the winter time. Very, very cool option. Continuing on, to the right of the ignition switch, you have your what they call ego switch. So essentially, again, the Lamborghini Urus has 5 established drive modes from the factory. You have, again, Strada Sport, Corsa, Sabia, Terra, and Neve. On the right, you have something called Ego. So Ego basically allows you to adjust and do custom controls for your own driving mode. So for example, you can adjust the sensitivity of the steering. Maybe you want a stiffer suspension, but you want lighter steering, so on and so forth. So Ego essentially allows you to create your own custom driving mode based upon suspension settings, steering wheel control, and power to the wheels. So a lot of different modes, and you can create your own if you're not happy with the factory driving modes. Navigating over for storage in the front area of the Lamborghini Urus, you do have a glove compartment. Great place to store your paperwork. Underneath there, if you look all the way deep inside, very cool, there's actually a DVD player or something like that down there for you to stick in your multimedia discs or your DVDs or whatnot. So very, very cool. Again, this is your glove compartment. Great storage, and it's a great place to store your Lamborghini owner's manual. So very cool. The Lamborghini Urus comes with this really cool owner's manual with the logo attached. Inside you have many different books to help learn about your Lamborghini Urus. One of my favorites is this one. Inside there is called the Urus Quick Start Guide. It's very clear, very concise, and it'll tell you exactly what you need to do to enjoy all the features of your Urus. So again, this is the owner's manual, and a great place to stash it would be definitely the Rosso Alala wrapped glove compartment. Now what's interesting is that inside the quick guide of the Urus, underneath the title of a glove compartment, I'm not sure if it's just non-USA, but if you take a look here, the numbered portion for the glove compartment is 24, and on the user manual 24 it says a refrigerated, that's right folks, a refrigerated passenger side glove box with DVD reader. But apparently when I was googling online and sticking my hand in there, there's nothing refrigerated about it, so I'm not sure if that option is like a you know, non-USA option or whatnot. But again, there is a DVD player in there, but it doesn't feel like it's a refrigerator. So again, a pretty interesting option. And to side note, I do know that the Audi RS or the Audi Q series SUV, it does have an option of a I believe a refrigerated glove box or whatnot, but there is none in the US Urus. Circling over for more storage compartment, in the center here you have this kind of like this glove box. Let's see how you open this thing. So in the center console you do have this huge open slot with again a magnetic charger for wireless charging. Right inside of there you have all your USB, 2 USB slots. You have a slot for SD cards to stick in media, and again you can also stick in some sort of phone SIM to make phone calls or whatnot. So again, you can definitely put in your all your type of medias basically in the center compartment. So I consider this probably more like a media compartment. So very cool, wireless charging, very, very nice, very beautiful Rosso Alala. Continuing on with the interior tour, one of my more favorite parts of this car is definitely when you look up. So let me go ahead and show you a really cool feature of the Lamborghini Urus, and a great option to have if you are going to purchase a Lamborghini Urus, whether you're buying it new or used. If you're buying it new, it's a great item to add when you're speccing your Urus, and if you're buying used, definitely be on the lookout for it. So if you look up the top, the headliner is Alcantara. Alcantara everywhere. Alcantara, Alcantara, Alcantara. Very, very cool. All Nero. Very, very nice. Underneath here, up here, you have a bunch of buttons, and I'm wondering, what are these buttons? So again, you have your SOS for emergency calls. Of course, obviously you have your lights here, center console light, rear lights, so on and so forth. You have your side lights here. And then there's 2 buttons here that are, in my opinion, one of my favorite buttons. And it unveils a very magical roof. So this car actually has an option of a panoramic sunroof that opens. So there are 2 buttons here. This back button here with the I guess it has like a sun on it. When you hold it, the sunshade opens up to reveal the panoramic glass sunroof that extends all the way to the back seat. So you can let in all that natural light. And then if you want to let in even more natural air, there is another button right in front of that, and that one controls the glass portion. So you can hold it, pull it back, and the sunroof opens up, allowing fresh air to enter the cabin of your Lamborghini Urus. Again, very cool, one of my favorite parts. And this is essentially what it looks like when everything is opened up. I want to go ahead and step out of the car right now and show you the roof of what it looks like when the sunroof is completely open. So here's a sunroof. Everything is completely open, and again, a great option to have. And it really brightens up the interior, especially in this one with the again, this interior is a little darker than most other Uruses, with the narrow interior, but this glass panoramic sunroof that opens up definitely lets in a lot more light. Very, very cool. Very, very great. So back on in. We're gonna close this up. So again, you do have the options all up here to control your panoramic sunroof. Great option to have. Let's take a look at the back seats. So again, here's the back seats of the Lamborghini Urus. Again, you have your custom embroidered headrest. I'm gonna go ahead and step out and let's jump in the back seat of the Lamborghini Urus and see what it's like to be a passenger in it. All right, let's jump in the back seat of the Lamborghini Urus. Here's the rear door. This can give a good pull. And here is what the interior of the rear passenger seat of the Lamborghini Urus looks like. Very, very cool. Again, Rosso Alala with a contrasting narrow black finish. Again, rear driver side door. Again, same trim, different materials. Looks very similar to the front, just less buttons. You have your window up and down switch here, and you have your lock and unlock. Of course, you have, again, all your fancy trim, fancy material, piano black, Rosso Alala. Very, very cool. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the back. But before I do, I will show you the adjustability. So apparently, there's a little knob down here, and it doesn't look like it, but there is some maneuverability in the, I believe, the rear seats, where you can kind of pull that tab there, and the rear seats will recline back, maybe not too much, but enough to bring a little bit more comfort for your rear seat passengers. So very, very cool option for comfort for your passengers. Let's jump on in the back. Very, very comfortable. I mean, this is a Lamborghini SUV. Driver's seat is pretty much put all the way back, but plenty of leg room as such. Very, very comfortable. Your rear seat passengers are treated to their own I believe AC controls, and I believe this is a digital screen here. Car's not on right now, but yeah, this is probably the digital controls for your rear seat passengers. Rear seat passengers also have the convenience of 2 USB knobs and also a 12-volt outlet if they need to charge a phone or phones or whatnot. So very, very cool. Again, your AC switches, and again, one big hexagon. Design language, folks. Lamborghini is definitely consistent in their design language. Some more comfort and storage features. Again, the center console, there is a fold down armrest, as you can see. Very, very nice. Within this armrest, you have your little cup holders. Very cool, that pops out. So passengers can go ahead and rest their drinks there. Let's go ahead and close this up. Very, very nice. I like that option. And then again, if you want to close that up, you have the option of having a middle seat passenger. I know the Urus, certain Uruses, there is an option for just 2 seats in the back instead of this like bench seating with 3 seats. So again, there's the option of getting just 2 seats without the center seat. But this one happens to be spec'd with the 3-seat passengers in the rear. So it's very cool. Again, hexagonal display detail. Very, very nice. I'm gonna step on out. Let's go ahead and take a look at, oh, before we do, look, there's another vent for your rear passengers right here. Very, very cool. Very, very nice. I'm now on the rear passenger side door panel of the rear passengers. And again, same thing, trimmed exactly almost like the front door panels. Again, the window up and down controls, and you have your lock and unlock, plus your driver door handle. Very sturdy. Very, very nice. Scrolling on over, again, the back rear seats do fold down. I believe it's a 60-40 split that allows you to fold down the rear seats to allow for bigger storage from the trunk, so you can store big items such as golf clubs or like a snowboard or whatnot. So again, very, very great option. So in order to fold down the rear passenger seats to access the trunk and have more space, there's a little pull tab right here that you want to just go give it a good yank, and the whole thing pops down. So again, that's kind of like a sneak peek into the trunk. Again, 60-40 split. Very, very nice. I'll close this up. So that's kind of like a little sneak peek on the fold down rear seats. I love these little design details. So your rear passengers have this footrest that says Lamborghini on it. Very, very cool, and stainless steel. And in the front, passenger and driver also has that rest. This one kind of like a blue little tint. Very, very nice. So again, there you have it, folks. You have your Lamborghini Urus finished in the exterior spec of Grigio Telesto with a Nero with contrasting Rosso Alala red interior. Very beautiful, great spec. I hope you enjoyed the interior tour. Now let's go on to my favorite part, the test drive. Now let's go over one of the most important of the three electronic screens, and that is your center dash screen. So here's your center dash screen with one of the coolest startups. I'm gonna go ahead and restart the car right now. Let me go ahead and turn the car off first and show you what it looks like when you start up the car. So when you shut it down, again, I'm gonna start it up again and take a look at one of the coolest, I guess, dash displays when you start the car. Boom, there's a rev limiter shoots up, everything turns on, and just a wealth of, wealth of information. So let's go ahead and take a look at all these different options that we have. So again, a lot of your controls to control the center dash screen is going to be located pretty much on the steering wheel of your Lamborghini Urus. Again, to your left, let's see what we have here. So here there's an option of displaying your, again, the center, you have your large and huge rev limiter or tachometer. The P in the center tells you exactly what gear you're in. On the bottom left corner, it'll tell you your road and exactly what the speed limit is. On the right, there is like a boost gauge to, I guess, essentially measure your turbo boost. To the left of that, you have a bar for your temperature gauge. To the left of the screen, let me see if it's a part of it. Oh, actually, it's not part of the digital dash. It's actually outside of the digital dash is your engine heat level, and on the right is your fuel gauge. Top right corner, I'll tell you exactly how many miles you have left with the amount of gas that you have in your Urus. Top left will tell you what radio station you're listening to. So again, a wealth of information, and you can display a mini navigation screen to the left of your tachometer. Definitely good for safety reasons. You can put a note down, you can change that to radio settings and adjust from the steering wheel controls, date and time. So again, many different options. Very, very cool. On the right side, there's also different options of views. So I guess this is a power torque screen, some sort of gyrometer. I assume this is the, again, the I believe that was the let me see here, let me circle back to that one. I believe this is like a torque vectoring screen. Again, date and time, your current miles per gallon, which is in this case 7, abysmal. So just again, just a plethora of information in the center dash. Very, very cool. Now let's take a tour of the trunk of the Lamborghini Urus. Again, there are multiple ways to open the trunk of the SUV. The first way is probably the most easiest way, is you grab the remote, and on the remote there is a picture of a Urus with a 2X and a trunk open. So I assume you press that twice and the power trunk should open. There we go. And you have a power trunk. So that's one way to open it. I'm going to close it back up again. Again, I believe that if you close it up, you press it twice again. And, well, I guess it doesn't close with the remote, but the cool thing about it is that it is a powered trunk. So right here, you see these two buttons here. You can press this button here and the trunk will close on its own. Now I'm going to demonstrate the other way to open the trunk of this vehicle, and that is to open up the driver's side door. And from here, let's look for the trunk release button. I believe it is probably somewhere. So the other way to open up the trunk of the vehicle is that you want to go to the driver's side door panel, and right underneath the handle there is a picture of a trunk opening, and you could click there and the trunk will also open. So again, multiple ways to again open the trunk of your Urus. And let's go ahead and take an inside tour of the trunk of the Urus and see how much storage space you have back here. So it's pretty deep. It comes with this little cool covering. I really love how this coloring is just this I guess like trunk cover is actually wrapped in pretty nice suede. It's pretty nice, pretty beautiful. I'm gonna take this out and put this in the sun. So this is the trunk cover, and it's this really nice Alcantara fabric, and it's it has again the same cross stitch red design against the black Alcantara, and this is just a trunk cover, but it looks really, really nice. It's really light, and it slides right in to this top to provide privacy and security to whatever that you may be storing in the trunk of your Urus. I'm gonna again slide this back in as such. Simple, easy peasy, all done with one hand. So there's a trunk cover for privacy. I'm gonna take this out again to show people what it looks like on the inside. So here we have the trunk of the Urus. Pretty big, pretty deep. I'm gonna take a minute to put this down so I don't get this dirty. I will. So again, now with the trunk cover removed, definitely a pretty big trunk. And let's see what's underneath this trunk. So there's a little handle here, and when you open up this handle, it'll give you a good grip. So you lift up, and all your emergency tire items, roadside assistance kits is right underneath here. So here you have, I believe, like a fix-a-flap. You have some sort of electronic tire inflator. You have your jack, and you have a first aid kit with a pretty cool Lamborghini branded, I guess it's like a first aid kit. Very, very nice. So again, everything's very, very organized. And right at the bottom left corner underneath here, it'll tell you, again, this is the paint code for whatever car that you have. So this car, again, as a reminder, is painted in a Grigio Telesto. Apparently they use PPG paint. So again, paint code sticker is in the trunk underneath the right next to the spare tire, in case you forget what color you ordered or what color when you spec'd your Urus. So very cool. Everything you may need, and everything stows away nice and clean. Very, very nice. In the trunk you also have a very, very, very useful, this little hidden 12 volt, I believe, like, yeah, it's a 12 volt plug. So you can kind of put in your plug there, and then maybe you're having a tailgate party or whatnot, and you need to hook up some sort of some grill, or maybe you do work in a car and you need to power up your laptop or charge up your phone, or you're just hanging out in the back. It's a great place to do it. So what's cool about the trunk of this car is that it's actually pretty comfortable. So I'm gonna go ahead and like jump on in here and kind of show you that it's actually pretty comfortable. I imagine myself, like, if I'm at a park and you know, I need to charge my phone or whatnot, I just want to get some air and just have a comfortable place to sit. You kind of just like sit back here, and then like kind of plug in your phone back here and just kind of hang out, get some air, and you know, enjoy the forest. So very, very cool, very useful trunk. Over here underneath the 12 bolt, you have this little netting here. I suppose you can throw like whatever you want into there. So you, again, a little netting to store where you need to store little items so it doesn't roll around. Very, very nice. Very cool option here in the trunk of the Urus is this button here, and the button has two mini Uruses on it. The top one has a Urus with the up button, and the other one has a down button. I can only assume that this probably raises and lowers the rear end of your car to make loading, you know, items or people a lot easier. So you probably press down and the car probably goes down, and then you press up and it probably goes right back up. Very cool, very cool. Definitely convenient for if you're going to load heavy objects. Very, very nice. All right, I'm gonna jump on out of here. And again, I really like this little metal chrome piece right here. It's not just for looks. It's a great little piece to protect your trunk when you're loading heavy things, so you don't mess up the plastic, mess up the bumper. Very sturdy, very cool, and also looks really cool in the trunk of this car. Underneath the, I believe the trunk of the Urus, there is another piece up here that you can actually remove. And I believe this is another privacy piece. So there's like 4 clips, 1 clip there, 1 clip there, and 1 clip there. And I believe you can unclip this whole thing up here and then basically allow light into the trunk. But I believe this is installed as like a privacy shield. Again, you have that big privacy shield, then you have this other one. So again, great way to secure items in the trunk of your car. And this car does have fold down rear seats, so I believe these rear seats do fold down, so you're able to stick in longer items such as golf clubs or you know, your snowboards or whatever it may be. So great versatility, a lot of trunk space with the folding rear seats. Makes the car very versatile, very useful. Again, this may be a exotic level sports SUV, but again, all the utility of a regular SUV in the palm of your hands. So very, very cool. Great trunk. And again, power button, all you gotta do is just click there, and you never have to strain yourself when you're trying to close the trunk of your 2021 Lamborghini Urus. And there you have it, a trunk tour of the Urus. Very, very cool. And very, very spacious. All right, folks, we're gonna begin my most favorite part of every single car review, and that is the point of view test drive. So again, to start up your car, you're gonna go ahead and stick your key into the slot, put your foot on the brake, and we are going to press the start ignition button. Very, very cool. So today we are doing a test drive here. I'm currently parked in front of the world famous Rose Bowl here in Pasadena, California. And I felt like the Rose Bowl was the actual perfect place to demonstrate all the driving modes of the Lamborghini Urus. So again, earlier I mentioned that from the factory, there are 5 different driving options in the Lamborghini Urus that you can choose from. And I'm gonna go over each one right now before we begin the test drive. So the first one on the list is Strada. Strada is essentially like basic mode, pretty much like all day, every day, comfort driving, call it comfort. The next step above that is what they call Sport. So a little better than a normal than Strada mode. Little suspension's a little stiffer, exhaust turns on a little bit, and as you up the driving modes towards the more aggressive modes, the actual center console screen actually changes. And again, one of my favorite modes of any car, even within the Urus and outside of the Urus and every make and model, is race mode. So Corsa is the race mode of the Lamborghini Urus. And when you turn on the race mode, man, everything opens up. Let me crack the window a little bit so you can go ahead and hear. So right now, the car is currently in sport mode, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it into Corsa mode, and you can definitely hear the opening of the entire exhaust. Everything stiffens up, and again, traction control, everything turns off, and you just get a pure, essentially a race car SUV. So here we go, Corsa. There we go. The center tachometer becomes red and aggressive. It says Corsa on there. And again, what's cool is when you put the car into Corsa driving mode in the heads-up display, I'm not sure if you can see it from the camera, there is a heads-up display with a rev limiter and essentially it can show you exactly when to shift. There's also a heads-up speedometer number and also what gear you're in, or again, first, second, third gear or whatnot. But again, I really love that heads-up display with the rev limiter. Back to the driving modes, and then we have the next driving mode is called Sabia, which is for sandy terrain. So I guess if you're gonna go drive in the sand dunes or the beach, that's a pretty good option to have. Back on down, we have the next is called, let me see here, it's called Terra mode. And Terra mode is, so let me read about this. It's essentially the off-road option driving mode. So in the description, the Terra mode in the Lamborghini Urus is a game changer for off-road enthusiasts. This mode is engineered to enhance the Urus's performance on rough and unpaved terrains, such as dirty tracks and rocky trails. With Terra mode activated, the Urus's suspension and drive chain systems work in tandem to deliver optimum traction, ground clearance, and control, and allowing the driver to conquer all off-road obstacles. So again, Terra is essentially, again, off-road mode. And the last mode at the bottom of the Anima driving mode selector is something called Nevi or Neve, which is essentially snow and ice. So if you live somewhere in the East Coast or somewhere with a lot of snow and ice, it's a great option to have. But again, my favorite mode is Corsa. Let me describe my favorite mode to you before I begin the test drive. So when you put your car into Corsa or race mode, which I'm gonna do right now, again, everything changes, heads up display rev limiter, exhaust opens up, you can definitely hear it. Yeah, you can definitely hear it. So the Corsa mode, according to this, is the pinnacle of performance lies in the Corsa mode in the Lamborghini Urus. It's inspired by the brand's racing heritage. Corsa mode unleashes the full potential of your Urus, optimizing every aspect of its performance for maximum speed, precision, and agility. In Corsa mode, the Urus transforms into a track-ready super SUV with lightning-fast gear shifts, enhanced aerodynamics, and razor-sharp handling, as well as, I assume, opening up all the baffles and exhaust so you can hear the entire exhaust note. And trust me, this in Corsa mode, a lot of pops and gurgles, So again, I'm here in Pasadena, California, in front of the Rose Bowl, and I felt like it's the best, really good place to demonstrate and do a point of view test drive. Again, if you take a look outside, we definitely have kind of like dirt and sand and grassy forest area for the, I assume for the Terra mode and the Sabia mode or a sand mode. We definitely over here, we have just like a normal paved road where we can do the Corsa and Estrada modes. And the only thing I'm missing here is basically the neve or snow. There's not much snow here in Southern California, even in the wintertime. So again, perfect place to do it, beautiful place, and here we go. So I'm gonna start the test drive off in just the normal mode. So I'm gonna go back down to Strada, which is just like regular driving mode. Again, the car just gets really quiet when you put it in Strada in that mode. I'm gonna go ahead and now put it into gear. So again, when you want to put your car into drive, all you really have to do is take your right hand and go ahead and just tap the power shifter once, and it'll go into first gear. And that's similar of how most Lamborghinis, including from the Urus to the Aventador, are put into drive mode. So here we go, put down the parking brake. And yeah, so we're gonna stop in Strada mode, and let's go from here. So I wanted to share that when I first picked up this Urus SUV, when I first started driving it and I put the windows down and I was driving around, and I was just like, man, why is this car so quiet? You know, I was so surprised. And I was driving around for a while, I was like, that's it? So again, right now I'm in Strada mode, can't really hear anything. I call this like be nice to the neighbor mode. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and go on the paved road first, and the car is nice and quiet. Again, this is Strada mode. Nice and quiet. I have the window down so you guys can definitely hear it. Let me go ahead and open up the sunroof a little bit. All right, so basically I'm in basically comfort mode right now. Everything's nice and quiet. Suspension's actually kind of pretty soft. Again, when I was driving it the first time when I first started up, I was like, what's the big deal? And then I went to Corsa mode, and yeah, that really put my opinions in place. So let me go ahead and now go onto this dirt road, where I'll switch now to Terra mode, where again I'm gonna do some dirt driving now. So again, just demonstrating the versatility of the Lamborghini Urus SUV. So right now I'm currently in Terra off-road mode, and it's a perfect place for, again, all this dirt. So again, let me see if I can get to a more open dirt road. So again, dirt road everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and go back onto here. Perfect, perfect. So again, if you're ever in your Urus and you feel like you want to go off-road in the forest or dirt, I mean, it's definitely capable. It's pretty fun. I mean, there's not many super exotic cars or SUVs that you can you know, go to the track and then the next 5 minutes you can be in a forest road, you know, navigating all these bumps and rocks and dirt and sand. So here I go. Let's navigate through all these cars here. So again, demonstrating you to the Terra mode of the Lamborghini Urus. So it seems like we're getting a little sandy here, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to Sabia mode and see what that's all about. This is like sandy mode, I guess. I mean, personally, I can't really feel or tell the difference between Sabia and Terra. Seems kind of feels the same to me, but maybe if I was in the sand dunes or whatnot, you know, I'll feel a difference. But again, that's now, I guess, always an option. Let's look out for people. I'm gonna just do back up here. Again, back onto the dirt road, and I'm gonna make my way back onto the sand now. So here I am going onto the sand again, and I'm currently in Sabia mode. So here I am going through the sand. Very, very cool, very, very cool. Okay, and I'm gonna go back in Terra mode. And in Terra mode, the thing I noticed right now is that the car actually gets really quiet. So that's pretty interesting. Let me see if I can navigate around to the right side of this person. So again, I'm just, yeah, again, driving on dirt. Very, very cool. So I'm gonna go on down. So yeah, you can definitely, you know, go to a racetrack in the morning and then afternoon take your Urus and go overlanding or camping all on the same day and all in the same car. So again, back onto the dirt. Very, very fun. Again, Lamborghini Urus, the most, one of the probably most, not just versatile SUVs, but one of the most versatile exotic vehicles to be had in this market. Very, very fun. And there you have it. That is the off-road modes of the Lamborghini Urus. So as I approach the end of this dirt patch here, I'm gonna go ahead and now just drive back onto the paved road and just show you guys my favorite mode, which is again Corsa. So here we go. Here we are in Corsa mode. Everything is sick, and let's see if you can hear the exhaust. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for these people to pass first. Again, always safety first. So we'll go ahead and pass them first, and then when we get to a clear area, I'll go ahead and you know, really gun it. So here we go. So as you can hear, exhaust very, very loud. And wait for all these people to pass. So I can really open it up. So like I said before, when I first jumped in this car, it was in comfort mode and it was just like completely silent, and it sounded like a hybrid to me. So again, if you are living in a neighborhood and you wake up early in the morning and you don't want to wake up your neighbors, you can also leave it in comfort mode and drive on out, and then switch over to Corsa later. Let's get away from all these people and see if I can get a little more clear road. So but here, for example, here we go. Oh yeah, this thing is a beast. Woo! Yeah, that's scary fast. Well anyways, so just demonstrating you the Corsa mode on this. Oh yeah, it is scary fast, definitely. So again, Corsa mode, definitely my favorite. Definitely gets the heart going. The suspension, whether in Corsa or comfort mode, I really love the stiffness of the suspension. I mean, we're driving an SUV, but it definitely doesn't feel like it. It actually feels like I'm driving like a smaller car, like a Huracan. The steering and turning is just so like, just even. There's no body roll whatsoever. I love how grippy the four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive system is. Again, because of the all-wheel drive, the acceleration is just like monstrous. It's just like tearing into that road and it just shoots you forward. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So here we go. Let me see if we can go to a quiet road here. Seems like there's a little dead end here, so we're gonna go ahead and gun it. So again, here's a little sharp turn and zero body lean and zero fear of losing grip. It's just like amazing what such a big car can be so nimble. Very, very cool. So here we are in Corsa mode. What I like about having an exotic car as an SUV is that I guess one of my more bigger annoyances about any exotic car is essentially the low ground clearance. So driving through a neighborhood like this with all these like deep dips or whatnot, I'm always having to slow down, click the suspension lift, you know, angle the car so you don't destroy your what, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 carbon fiber lips or whatnot. So again, the cool thing about having a an exotic, I guess exotic car SUV is that ground clearance is no problem. You can kind of just go straight ahead if anything, and just go straight on into it. So I'm never really worried about, you know, damaging the front bumper or front lip of this vehicle. Definitely enough ground clearance for most of these neighborhood stops. So again, here I am at the Rose Bowl, and I've demonstrated to you all the different drive modes of the Lamborghini Urus. And again, the Lamborghini Urus is very, very versatile. We went from the forest to the dirt, to the sand, to the paved track road, and now we Welcome back from the test drive of this 2021 Lamborghini Urus base model, finished again in a Grigio Telesto with a matching Nero/Rosso Alala red interior. So let's go over some pros of the 2021 Lamborghini Urus, or the Lamborghini Urus in general. Number one, amazing styling, amazing styling. Definitely supercar looks. I feel it's the best exotic car SUV design of any of the quote-unquote exotic SUVs. It looks a lot better than the newest SUV from Ferrari, the Purosangue. And it's definitely looks a lot better than Aston Martin's venture into the exotic SUV realm in their Aston Martin DBX. And it definitely looks better than any of its sisters and cousins from its counterparts at Volkswagen, such as the Audi Q8, the Porsche Cayenne / Porsche GT Turbo SUV, and the Bentley Bentayga, or the Bentley SUV. Second, the car sounds great stock. When you put it in Corsa mode, man, burps and gurgles all the way through. You can hear it through the entire cabin. So I imagine that this car would sound even crazier with some sort of aftermarket exhaust. For example, maybe one from Novatec, or another one from you know, a few of my other favorite brands. For example, Brilliant Exhaust makes really great V12 Lamborghini exhaust. I wonder if they do make one for this one, but anywho, sounds great stock, but I imagine with the aftermarket exhaust, man, this thing would be a monster. 3, this is definitely driving this, it's like driving a lightweight exotic two-seater that handles very well, and it's so versatile. So essentially you're getting a for example, a Lamborghini two-seater performance in a 5-seater 5-passenger SUV. I love the various drive modes. For example, driving in the sand, snow, race, Corsa. It makes this car so useful in so many different environments, and this allows Urus owners and their loved ones to pick up their kids on Wednesday, go to the snowy mountains to snowboard on Friday, go to the sunny beach on Sunday, hit the sands there, and then on Sunday go straight to the racetrack and dominate. So again, very versatile car. You can do it all in one supercar SUV. The handling is amazing. It's even, it's firm. There's no understeer, there's no oversteer, and regardless of drive mode, it is still stiff, but not uncomfortably stiff that it rattles your jaw or hurts your back. It's just firm and planted, and you just feel very well controlled in the car. It's just so easy to drive. Despite the car having 640 horsepower, there's a lot of things in there that helps you handle all that horsepower. Especially, I love the four-wheel drive that's found in the Lamborghini Urus. Now, on to the cons of the Lamborghini Urus, and we'll start with the price. So, brand new, the Lamborghini Urus in this 2021 model started at $230,000. That's the MSRP, before taxes and before any sort of packages or options. So again, a very expensive SUV. Even if you're looking at the used car market, I filmed this video in 2025. Even if you look at the used car market right now, the lowest price Lamborghini Urus right now are hovering around the 150K mark. And again, even then, pretty expensive, given the fact that the Lamborghini Urus has its counterparts in its other vehicles that are found in the Volkswagen lineup that share the same underpinnings and the same motor, such as, again, the Porsche Cayenne, Porsche GT Turbo SUV, the Audi RSQ8, and so on and so forth. So the next part of the con is, again, linked to its performance. When you drive this car and you step on the gas, to me, there's a very noticeable turbo lag, where when you step on the gas, the car doesn't really move, and it takes maybe a second for the turbos to spool up for the car to really get going. So again, you could definitely tell the turbo lag in this car. And the last thing that is a con of this car, and it's not really its fault, it doesn't have to do with its performance, it doesn't have to do with anything, it just has to do with business. By Volkswagen sharing all the platforms across the Lamborghini Urus, the Bentley SUV, the Porsche GT SUVs, and even the Volkswagen Touareg, again, by doing that, manufacturers are able to save money and develop cars and sell them for a price that consumers are willing to pay for. The issue with that is then now we have this conundrum of this fact that you can pick up the cousin or the brother or the sister of the the Lamborghini Urus SUV for possibly half, even a third of the price, for almost the same performance, with almost the same shape and looks, for again, half or a third of the price. So for example, you can pick up a Audi RSQ8, which performs almost the same. I mean, the Urus has a little bit more power over it, but again, negligible. And for that car, you can get that for almost half to a third of the price that you're going to pay for a Lamborghini Urus. So again, price. And the last is, again, you're always going to have that crowd that looks at this car and says, this is not a real Lamborghini. A lot of folks out there would say that, hey, this is actually just a overpriced Volkswagen SUV. Maybe, maybe not. I don't want to get into the debate of that. All I gotta say is that at the end of the day, optics and the Lamborghini badge, even if it's just a badge, that badge has value. And if you're willing to pay a premium at the end of the day to get that badge, to get that styling, then again, in my eyes, this is a Lamborghini SUV, despite sharing any underpinnings with any other Volkswagen product lineup. So again, amazing car. I was definitely thrilled to enjoy the experience in this vehicle. I learned so much, and I I can't wait for the future to try the higher up models such as the Performante and the amazing hybrid Urus SE. So again, thank you folks. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the Gas and Gavel YouTube channel, and we will see you next week for our next exciting car review. Have a good night, guys.